Beyond the clouds, above the realm of commercial flights where the masses travel, exists an entirely different world of transportation. One reserved exclusively for the ultra-wealthy. And perhaps no one exemplifies this rarefied air more than Jeff Bezos, the founder of Amazon and one of the wealthiest individuals to ever walk the earth. His movements across our planet and beyond it aren't just travel stories. They're manifestations of power, influence, and seemingly limitless wealth that most cannot fathom. If you're fascinated by how the top 0.0001% navigate our world, hit that subscribe button now to join our exclusive community of viewers who get unprecedented access to billionaire lifestyles. When Jeff Bezos travels, he doesn't simply move from point A to point B. He orchestrates a symphony of logistics, luxury, and cutting-edge technology that would make even heads of state envious. Today, we're pulling back the curtain on the transportation empire of a man whose net worth has fluctuated around the $200 billion mark, revealing travel methods so exclusive that they redefine what's possible when money is truly no object. The $65 million flying palace. At the heart of Bezos' aerial fleet sits his crown jewel, a customized Gulfstream G650ER, worth approximately $65 million. This isn't merely a private jet. It's a flying mansion capable of traversing 7,500 nautical miles without refueling, essentially connecting any two major cities on Earth. Sources close to Bezos reveal that the interior rivals the world's most luxurious hotels, featuring hand-stitched leather from Italian artisans who work exclusively with select billionaires. The 47-foot cabin has been meticulously tailored to Bezos' exact specifications. Unlike the standard G650ER configurations, his features a master bedroom suite with a custom-designed bed that cost more than most Americans' homes. The bathroom fixtures are plated with 24-karat gold, not for show, but because gold's antimicrobial properties align with Bezos' well-documented interest in longevity and health optimization. What separates Bezos' aircraft from other billionaires' flying fortunes is its integration of Amazon's proprietary AI systems. A former flight attendant who served on the jet for 3 years disclosed that voice-activated systems control everything from temperature to lighting to entertainment, all responding to Bezos' voice patterns with millisecond precision. The plane recognizes his mood from vocal inflections and adjusts the environment accordingly, the source revealed. If he sounds tired, the lighting automatically dims and the cabin pressure adjusts to optimal sleeping conditions. The G650ER's communication capabilities remain classified, but aviation experts estimate that Bezos' aircraft contains satellite systems, allowing him to manage Amazon's global operations uninterrupted, even while flying over remote oceans. The bandwidth available on his jet reportedly exceeds what's available in most corporate headquarters. From Rotterdam to the high seas, Y721. In 2021, the wealthy world watched in fascination as news broke of Bezos commissioning Y721, a 417-foot sailing superyacht with a reported price tag of $500 million. The vessel, built by Ocean Co. in the Netherlands, became infamous before even touching water when Rotterdam considered dismantling a historic bridge to accommodate its massive masts. Like what you're hearing, this is just the beginning of our journey into Bezos' travel empire. Hit that like button and subscribe now for weekly deep dives into billionaire exclusives you won't find anywhere else. What most don't know is that Y721 isn't merely a luxury vessel. It's a floating innovation lab. Marine engineering insiders report that the yacht incorporates experimental propulsion technology that reduces its carbon footprint by 30% compared to other vessels its size. This aligns with Bezos' public climate commitments while maintaining uncompromising luxury. The yacht boasts a secondary support vessel that shadows the main ship, carrying everything from helicopters to submarines to various water toys, too numerous to list exhaustively. This support yacht, essentially a 246-foot accessory to an already massive vessel, employs a full-time crew of 40 people, whose sole purpose is to ensure that the main yacht never lacks anything Bezos or his guests might desire. The interior of Y721 remains one of the most closely guarded secrets in luxury travel. However, sources familiar with the design confirm offers that border on the unbelievable. An underwater observation room with walls made of 12-inch thick acrylic, allowing guests to observe marine life while dining. A climate-controlled garden that grows rare orchids regardless of the yacht's location. And a wellness deck designed in collaboration with longevity researchers from MIT. The security systems on board rival those of military vessels, with anti-drone technology, acoustic deterrence, and a team of former Special Forces operators discreetly managing security protocols. The yacht has defensive capabilities that we're not at liberty to discuss, noted a maritime security consultant who advised on the vessel's protection systems. But it's designed to operate safely in any waters, regardless of regional instabilities. The helicopter fleet, vertical mobility. While other billionaires might own a helicopter, Bezos maintains a fleet of them strategically positioned near his various residences and frequent destinations. His primary personal helicopter, an Airbus H-135, serves as his flying car for short-distance travel. Customized with an interior that would make luxury car manufacturers jealous, the helicopter incorporates connectivity that allows seamless transition from his other modes of transportation. What distinguishes Bezos's helicopter usage from other billionaires is his methodical approach to vertical mobility. Former Amazon executives reveal that Bezos maintains a network of pre-approved landing zones in every major city he visits regularly. These locations are secured in advance, sometimes years before he ever needs to use them, ensuring he's never more than a 15-minute helicopter ride from any important meeting. The pilots who fly for Bezos undergo training protocols that exceed FAA requirements by substantial margins. They must demonstrate thousands of hours of experience in adverse conditions and pass proprietary assessment programs developed specifically for Bezos's flight operations. Flying for him isn't just about licenses and hours, explained a former Bezos pilot who now trains others. It's about demonstrating judgment that aligns with his risk-tolerance philosophy. Calculated risks only, with redundancy systems for everything. Beyond Earth, when commercial becomes personal. Perhaps what truly separates Bezos from almost every other traveler on Earth is his capacity to leave it entirely. Through Blue Origin, his aerospace company, Bezos has transformed space travel from a government-controlled domain to a personal transportation option. When Bezos took his historic flight aboard the New Shepard rocket in July 2021, he wasn't merely demonstrating his company's technology. He was inaugurating what he considers the future of ultra-luxury travel. Sources within Blue Origin confirm that Bezos views regular suborbital flights as inevitably becoming part of his personal travel routine, not just special occasions. The ability to literally rise above earthly constraints represents the ultimate travel luxury. If you're fascinated by how the world's elite move through our world and beyond it, make sure you're subscribed and hit that notification bell right now. Though brief, the New Shepard experience reflects what Bezos sees as the next evolution in ultra-private travel. The capsule's interior, with its expansive windows and meticulously designed seating, reflects his vision that space travel should be not just possible, but comfortable. Unlike the utilitarian approach of government space programs, Blue Origin's vessels incorporate elements of luxury that would be familiar to anyone who's experienced Bezos's other modes of transportation. What remains unpublicized is Bezos's involvement in the development of Blue Origin's New Glenn orbital vehicle, which sources say includes provisions for significantly longer stays in space. Engineering teams are reportedly developing systems that would allow for multi-day orbital journeys with amenities that would make even the most luxurious earthbound accommodations seem primitive by comparison. The ground fleet, understated yet extraordinary. While Bezos's aerial and maritime transportation garners headlines, his ground transportation philosophy reveals a different dimension of his personality. Unlike some billionaires who collect exotic hypercars, Bezos has historically favored vehicles that blend security with understated luxury. For years after becoming a billionaire, Bezos famously drove a Honda Accord, demonstrating what associates describe as his calculated normalcy, strategic decisions about when to display wealth and when to minimize it. Today, his ground transportation follows a sophisticated protocol that balances security, efficiency, and appropriate displays of status. His current rotation includes a Lamborghini Urus, a custom Mercedes-Maybach S650 Guard featuring ballistic protection that exceeds military standards, and several electric vehicles from manufacturers that have received investment from his Bezos Earth Fund. Each vehicle in his collection serves a specific purpose in his transportation strategy. More interesting than the vehicles themselves is the logistics operation behind them. Former security team members reveal that Bezos's vehicles are never publicly serviced and are maintained by dedicated mechanics who service only his fleet. The vehicles undergo security sweeps before and after each use, and routes are pre-driven by security personnel before Bezos travels them. The Bezos transportation philosophy. What ties together Bezos's seemingly disparate transportation choices is a coherent philosophy that values three things above all: time optimization, security without compromising comfort, and the ability to work continuously regardless of location. A former Amazon executive who worked closely with Bezos for over a decade explained, "Jeff doesn't see transportation as most people do. For him, vehicles aren't status symbols. They're time machines. Every transportation decision comes down to the question, is this the optimal use of minutes in my life? If flying 3,000 miles for a 30-minute meeting and then immediately returning maximizes impact, that's what happens." This philosophy manifests in practical ways that few outside his inner circle witness. For instance, Bezos's various vehicles are standardized wherever possible. The workspace configurations in his jets, helicopters, cars, and yacht all maintain consistent layouts so that transitioning between them doesn't interrupt his workflow. The temperature, lighting, and even ambient sound are programmed to identical specifications across all his transportation modes. The environmental paradox. Perhaps the most complicated aspect of Bezos's mobility network is reconciling it with his public commitment to environmental causes. Through the Bezos Earth Fund, he has pledged $10 billion to fight climate change, while simultaneously maintaining transportation methods with substantial carbon footprints. Insiders reveal that Bezos counters this contradiction with bold carbon offset initiatives and by funding development of sustainable aviation fuels and electric propulsion systems. His transportation team is mandated to reduce the carbon impact of his travel by a minimum percentage annually, resulting in innovations that eventually filter down to commercial applications. He views his travel footprint as an R&D opportunity, explained a consultant who works with the Bezos Earth Fund. By demanding that his own transportation become more sustainable without compromising capability, he's essentially funding advanced research that might otherwise take decades to develop. Before we conclude this exclusive journey into Jeff Bezos's travel operation, take a moment to like this video and subscribe to Billionaire Exclusives. Your support allows us to continue bringing you unprecedented access to the world's most fascinating wealth stories. The true luxury, frictionless movement. What defines true luxury in the Bezos transportation ecosystem isn't gold fixtures or exotic materials, though those exist in abundance. The ultimate luxury is something far more valuable: the complete absence of friction in movement. When Bezos decides to travel, an invisible machine activates. Security teams deploy, flight plans file, helicopters position, and roadways clear, all without him needing to verbalize anything beyond the destination. This symphony of logistics happens with such precision that Bezos experiences travel fundamentally differently than even other wealthy individuals. For Jeff, distance has a different meaning, said a former personal assistant. The question isn't, how far is it? That's irrelevant. The only question is, how long until I'm productive again? Everything else is just details for other people to handle. In this way, perhaps Bezos's greatest travel luxury isn't the $65 million jet or the $500 million yacht. It's the freedom from the constraints that bind ordinary travelers. The freedom to move through the world with an efficiency that transforms distance from an obstacle into a mere technicality. And that, perhaps more than any gold-plated fixture or custom leather seat, is the true definition of traveling like the world's elite. Not just the possession of extraordinary vehicles, but the complete reimagining of what movement through our world, and beyond it, can mean when resources are virtually unlimited. Stay tuned for our next exclusive masterpiece, where we'll take you even deeper into the world of billionaire lifestyles that few ever get to witness. This is Billionaire Exclusives, where wealth meets its most extraordinary expressions.